Hello, my name is John Orsini and I'm Director with MarshBerry. I'm joined here today with Peter Mallouk, CEO and President of Creative Planning.
Good to be with you.
Peter, thanks for making some time for us today.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, so what inspired you to join MarshBerry on our inaugural Ascend Summit?
Well, you guys have been, the profile's been raised in the marketplace, and so obviously you've been representing a lot more firms. We've been seeing more people that we wouldn't meet otherwise because of your efforts, and so we're happy to support.
Oh, that's great. We appreciate it. And today you and I are going to be on stage. We're going to be talking about the future of wealth management. And one of the things I think that is at the front of everyone's mind is just the role that AI is going to play in that client advisor experience. What are your thoughts there?
I think AI over the short run is going to be positive for advisors. You're going to see, I was reviewing this estate plan, but now AI is doing 90% of it. I'm preparing a tax return or I'm reviewing a tax return, and now AI might do 90 to 100% of that. And I'm building a financial plan, and AI helps with that, an investment portfolio. So you're going to see it make advisors much, much more efficient, like the advent of the internet, right? One person's going to be able to do so much more, probably with a much lower error rate. I think when we go further into the future, it becomes a much more tenuous, answer. And I think there's so much variability of outcomes that you have to be naive to not believe that it's a legitimate threat to many, many professions, including this one.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So we'll bring it back to the beginning here. So from a risk perspective, this is, with risk comes great opportunity, and early stages in your career, in your arc, what was one of those things that seemed like a huge risk at the time that ultimately ended up being something that led to your success?
Well, I think when you look at 08, 09 as an example, that marketplace was a disaster. People were nervous, that many firms had net outflows, but if you were doing the right things, this event, which should have caused harm, was actually a very, very positive event. So you have a lot of economic events like that, like 08, 09, or what happened with the markets with COVID, where you really, if you do the right things, your practice is actually stronger. From a technology perspective, obviously the advent of the internet, right, and high-speed internet in particular, you saw a lot of businesses go under, and you saw a lot of failures, and you saw the elimination of the way business was done. For example, travel agents, right, the way that we shop. But some professions, it accrued in a very, very positive way, including ours.
For sure. So to that end, so today we're meeting with founders, right? We have a whole room full of founders, folks that have grown their businesses and they've done extremely well. What are some of the things that founders should be thinking about as they contemplate that next stage of evolution for them, whether it be M&A or seeking out a strategic partner or finding a capital provider?
Well, I think the thing that we all have to acknowledge, including myself, is that look, we're all very impressed with ourselves, but the last 10 to 12 years, the market's up 400%. I mean, you know what I mean? This is it's been a perfect backdrop for the independent wealth management space. People are moving somewhat from brokers to independents. The markets have been incredibly favorable. There's been a big need for advice as the world gets more complex. We're starting to see this potentially change, right? We're starting to see, I used to see prospective clients that were with mutual funds and brokers. Now I see prospective clients with independent advisors. This is going to become a much more intense, much more competitive world as we have stronger wealth management firms, as AI comes into the space, and as the markets stop going up 400% in a decade. And I think being built to last is very different than being built for the last decade.
Oh, it's such a great point. So we're surrounded by a lot of winners, right? Many firms have won, but have they won because of the rising tides floats all boats, or is it really something fundamental they're doing within their business? Once inside that winner's circle, what should some of the things that folks should be thinking about to sustain that growth going forward from a durable growth perspective?
I mean, you have to have some kind of competitive advantage in some space. You have to be able to do more, or you have to be able to do it faster, you have to deliver more value, or you have to be specialized with a certain group of people, whether it's equestrians or dentists or whatever. Right now, it's rising tide lifts all boats, and the marketplace is growing, and this is it's just a part of every business. It's not unique to ours. The next evolution is very different, right? And so really being able to own a space, or at least be very competitive in the space, is going to be key. This growing 3% or inorganic flows is going to be very difficult for some firms to maintain as you go 5-10 years down the road.
Oh, beautiful. Well, Peter, thank you very much for your time. I think we covered everything.
Thanks for having me at your inaugural event.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Good to be with you.